If you're in any way finding how to make afang soup very difficult, this channel is for you as we make afang soup often here. And in today's video, I will show you how I made the best afang soup this season. Now, without any further ado, let's proceed. Into the pot, I added a properly washed cow head. I introduced beef. Then this is also beef, but dried beef. I'll introduce it right here. I'll then introduce stockfish. After introducing the stockfish, I'll introduce pepper. I'll also introduce seasonings, crushed seasonings, introduce crayfish. After introducing the crayfish, I'll introduce salt. I'll then stir together to combine and allow this to cook for 15 minutes. Whenever you're making afang soup, garlic and ginger are not required. While the meat was cooking, I'm going to debone this fish and set it aside. This is after 15 minutes. I went back to the pot. I introduced more water to cook the meat properly. I want to use this opportunity to welcome you to the channel. This is 426 Kitchen. How are you doing? If you're new here, you're welcome. This is a place for you. If what we do here interests you and you want to learn how to make any Nigerian dishes, kindly do well to subscribe to the channel and turn on your bell notification. Thank you. When the meat was 70% cooked, I introduced the dry fish I deboned earlier, introduce palm oil, and I will introduce crayfish. I will stir together to combine, cover, and allow it to simmer for another 5 minutes. And for my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you for always stopping by. You know what we do here, right? Thank you for your share, for your like, for your comment. I appreciate them. And this is after 5 minutes. I'm introducing scent pepper. Habanero pepper would do, right? If that's what you can get, introduce it, stir together to combine, but this is not necessary, right? If you don't like pepper, please do away with it. Cover it for 2 minutes to allow the pepper release its own flavor into the soup. I then introduce crayfish. Make sure to be generous with your crayfish each time you're making afang soup, as that is the best way to infuse the best taste into your afang soup. Your fish also will do a very great work depending on the kind of dry fish you're using. I introduce crushed seasonings here. Then I'll stir together to combine, allow it to simmer for 2 minutes before I introduce the water leaf. The soup is a whole lot, so as I introduce the water leaf, I will stir for it to reduce in quantity. So after adding the first water leaf, I stirred together for it to reduce. I will then introduce the second one. I will also stir together for it to reduce. You can also decide to cover and allow it to wilt, but I don't like to do that. I like to add and then stir before I allow it to boil. Here is after stirring, you get something like this, and it's time for you to introduce the afang leaf. And here I noticed that the soup was going to be very thick if I don't introduce a bit of water. So I introduce a bit of water, covered, and allow it to cook a little bit. I then introduce periwinkle. I chose this deshelled periwinkle because someone in my house does not like to soak periwinkle. So any of the periwinkle works, deshelled or unshelled periwinkle. After introducing the periwinkle, I'll immediately introduce the afang leaf. I'll then stir together to combine. While I was pounding the afang leaf, I also added more crayfish. You can see it into the afang, right? Yes, that's because I want the afang to come up with a bit, I don't know how to put it, but just try it. You understand what I'm saying when you do. So after adding the crayfish, I will stir together to combine, and this is when you have to introduce more oil. If you don't like oil or you're in a health journey, right? Please make sure to avoid oil, you can decide to just eat it this way or introduce a little bit of oil. The taste is already there, right? Here I'm introducing the last batch of crayfish. This is very important and necessary. And then I'll introduce the palm oil. If you're watching up until this time and you've not subscribed to the channel, this is the right time to do so. Thank you. Subscribe and turn on your bell notification so you'll be notified each time we post a new video. And for my returning subscribers, thank you for always stopping by. I appreciate you. At this point, the aroma in my kitchen was nose blinding. I can tell you for free that this is the best afang soup that you can find. Let me know the swallow you'll be pairing this soup with. This is also the right time to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in advance. Thank you for watching. Till I meet you in my next video, do have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.